Ladies and gentlemen, here to chew bubblegum proudly presents Bowling with Bollin.
Let's go bowling, bowling, east and west, let's go bowling.
I am the best. I have my own ball and my own shoe.
Come on, let bowling bow with you.
Hello, gang. Welcome to the very first segment, Bowling with Bollin. Glad you could be with us today. Today we're going to be talking about killer alien robots. But first, I'd like to thank Goose and the gang at Here to Chew Bubblegum. Before we get started, I just want to mention Marsha Sue Jane did win the gold ribbon at the Trail's annual cook-off. We got Dirty Dan to thank for that. She couldn't have done it without his expertise knowledge on how to handle sausages and balls and all kinds of other meat. She incorporated every bit of that into the contest, and let me tell you, the judges just absolutely loved it. And one more quick thing before we get started on the killer alien robots. Sally Jean Sue just wanted me to go ahead and tell everybody that I am not wearing pants during this recording. I was told that as long as I don't show you my legs and my regional area below my waist, that it would not be a problem. So, I'm most comfortable in doing it without pants. You guys just don't think about that as we go through this segment. Alright then, now that we got that out of the way, we're just going to jump right into it. Killer alien robots. I've always known, since I was a little boy, that we lived amongst killer alien robots. How did I come to think of this? Well, there's no other life forms in the universe. That, right off the bat, threw up questions and red flags and exclamation points, all kinds of symbols and stuff. So, how come we haven't seen life on other planets or the moon? We did go to the moon, didn't we? But we didn't find any life. And the universe is not the only place here. The universe goes beyond. So you have to just wonder, what happened to all the life? Well, it goes back to this old thing that somebody thought of in the 1950s. The Fermi paradox. If you've not heard of the Fermi paradox, we're going to delve right into that right now. Now, the Fermi paradox gets its name from physicist Enrico Fermi. He developed this theory back in 1950 when he gave multiple solutions on why, out of the 100 billion planets in existence, how come we can't find life on any of them? Is it because we're stupid? Possibly. That's, always could be a 50-50 shot of that. But think about it. He says if other life forms can see us and can view us, what in the fuck would they want to come down here and interact with us for? We can't get along with each other. We go to war with each other. Hell, we're destroying our own planet. We can't even take care of ourselves, let alone somebody else's home. Would you invite over the town drunk? I wouldn't. I don't want my TV to get broke or my microwave to break. And I sure as hell don't want right in the middle of supper to have to get up and go out in the backyard and fight Jerry Wayne. Look, it all boils down to the way we act, the way we treat each other, and the way we live. We don't know none how to do that. So maybe extraterrestrial life are hiding from us. Or maybe we can't find extraterrestrial life on any of the other planets in existence because killer alien robots. Maybe all life forms were wiped out and now live here on Earth amongst us. Maybe that's the only way they could exist with us, is to kill everything else off and then come here to globally dominate us. Which, if that's the case, they're doing a damn good job of it. I have my theory that we do live amongst killer alien robots. It could be part of the reason that we're on a path set for self-destruction. They're killing us from the inside, folks. Look at people like Boris Johnson. Look at people, what's that guy's name that runs Facebook and the Facebooks? Look at the people like the Mark Zuckerbergs who literally is taking us into the next step of technology we've ever seen. We can't even fathom what's about to come. Not to mention, look at all the suspicious activity amongst the people of Hollywood. For example, somebody like Eminem. Eminem was a guy from Detroit back in the 90s, made a few albums, and then all of a sudden you didn't see him for a bunch of years, and he comes back and he's acting like an alien killer robot. Well, I don't trust him. I don't trust him. He sounds different. He raps different. He's an alien killer robot. He has to be. Just like Michael Jackson, just like Elton John, just like so many others. Brad Pitt, Johnny Depp. Do you ever wonder why there are rumors out there going around that our top government officials are eating babies? Eating babies! And not only eating them, they fucking them. They're fucking children. Well, at least that's the rumor. It all stems back to the Fermi paradox. It can all be explained scientifically. We just got to open our eyes up and we got to look. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you've heard it multiple times throughout the airwaves, over the Tickety Talks, over the Facebooks and the Instagrams and the Twitches and the Snapchats and all this social media. Who knows what's to come next? It don't matter. Just take a look around, folks. Take a look around at some of you friends, some of you family, some of you neighbors. Hell, just look at some of these strangers walking around out here on the trail. Clear alien killer robots. Now, they don't kill every day. They're not going to kill. They're going to get all the information they can out of us. How far can they push us? How far will we push back? All these are valid questions when talking about the Fermi paradox. I'm sure if Enrico was with us today, he couldn't even begin to fathom how far out of control our civilizations have spiraled. The best thing we could possibly do is to take a step back. Take a step back and look around. Look at our surroundings, our environment. Maybe take a second to think every once in a while, wait a minute, how am I treating them? Are they treating me good? Am I treating them good? We need to start doing this. It's the only way we're going to weed out the killer alien robots. As long as we keep falling for their traps, they're just going to keep doing what they do. And eventually, there won't be no trail no more, folks. No, there won't. It's going to be nothing but what they want. Global destruction. And can I just say for a minute, folks, I'm afraid if the Fermi paradox holds true. And it turns out that killer alien robots have indeed destroyed all other life forms in the universe and outside the universe. And only us stand to defend ourselves. I'm sorry, folks, but we are absolutely teetotally fucked. We can't defend ourselves. We won't defend each other, let alone ourselves. Now, folks, you may be wondering, why the hell am I in a bowling alley? Why did I name my segment Bowling with Bollin? Makes no difference. But just to be honest with you, I'm in a bowling alley. My buddy owns the bowling alley. It's after hours, and ain't nobody in here but me and little Bobby Ray Stevenson Dave and some of his bowling league. They got into a little trouble there a couple weeks back on New Year's Eve, and hell, I just thought I'd reward them since they've been through a hard time and come down here and let them bowl a little bit while I record this segment. But let me tell you, folks, it don't matter if we're in a bowling alley, if we're in a skating rink, if we're in a movie theater, if we're at work, if we're at home, if we're in the backyard, doesn't matter. If we're out in the pasture, out on the trail, on a horse, in a car, folks, we got to start treating each other better. We got to start looking for these killer alien robots, and we got to start teaming up with the people that's not. Because if we don't, this world will explode. And then when that happens, you better hope that there's a good Lord above to save us every one. Otherwise, it'll just be like it was right before we was born. Do you remember that? Do you remember anything before you was born? No, you don't. You know why? Because there wasn't nothing. There wasn't nothing before we were born. What you need to do is, you need to heed my words, and you need to stand up, and you need to fight for what we got now. There could be nothing after death. So why not fight for today instead of living for tomorrow? There's nothing wrong with living for tomorrow. But none of you are doing it. None of you are doing it. You're just bickering and arguing back and forth between shit that don't matter. Enrico Fermi would be highly disappointed in the human race today. People not believing in scientists, people not believing in doctors. People who, quite frankly, don't know shit about shit, believing in their self. Now, sure, part of that could be contributed because of the killer alien robots. There is no doubt in my mind that some of them are in charge. Case in point, Mitch McConnell has to be killer alien robot. Without question. What about Hillary Clinton? What? She's got killer alien robot written all over her. What about Dick Cheney? Killer alien robot. Bill Clinton, killer alien robot. Nancy Pelosi, killer alien robot. Seems to me the only one in the past 20 years that's had any goddamn sense is Harry Reid, and he's gone now. Clearly wasn't a killer alien robot. Now, folks, I know what you're sitting there thinking. I know exactly. I mean, you're thinking, well, this Bollin Cox guy is off his fucking rocker. He's a killer alien robot. You should be thinking that. You should be thinking that. Because even though I'm not, I could be. I could be. Rule no one out. Rule no one out. You've got to treat everybody the same until you can fully determine the status of the skeletal system of that body. Otherwise, you will find yourself face to face with possibly the T-1000. Possibly the T-2000. I could dive deeper into this, and I hope my friends there at the round table on Here to Chew Bubblegum and their pals get together at some point and discuss this further. Hell, I might even jump on a horse and head that way myself. And I hope that I didn't sound too preachy today, because folks, that's not what I'm about. I'm not a preacher. I just want the world to do better. I want everybody to love one another and treat each other like they would want to be treated. And instead of looking at it as good versus evil, maybe we should look at it as humans versus killer alien robots. Because unless we do something about it, we don't stand a chance. Folks, that does it for the first segment of Bollin with Bollin. I'm really honored that Goose and Dirty Dan gave me this shot. Hope I done right by them. I hope you guys enjoyed everything. I will be back. You know, I got a lot of work to do out here on the trail. The trail goes a long way. It don't stop. And I'm just trying to provide and feed for my family. So, I will be back. I will be back. Unless they cancel me. And who would cancel me? The killer alien robots. So folks, don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. Listen, guys. Thanks again. Remember my words. Roswell. Love you guys. Until next time, this has been Bollin Cox with his one ball out. Get her done.